All right, Thanasi Banjos from TheBeat.
Hello.
Head of Agile Delivery.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I begin? Okay, so good morning, everyone. I am Thanasis. I'm the head of Agile Delivery at TheBeat. And I welcome you. Also, I'm very happy that you're all here. It's amazing to see how this community grows. When Agile Greece started about 5 years ago, we were maybe 10 people. And nowadays, there are over 100 people in each meetup. And this is the 4th year the Agile Summit is hosted. We in TheBeat are very proud to be the platinum sponsor for this event. We were the sponsors last year, and we're the platinum sponsors this year. And there's a reason for that. And I want to take a few minutes to discuss why it's very important for us to see this community grow and why we support it. So, first of all, a little bit of context. How many of you have the TheBeat application in your smartphones? Okay, almost all of you. So, for those of you that do not know us, we are a ride-hailing company, ride-hailing app. Our mission is to shape the future of urban mobility, which practically means that we want to move people around in the city very efficiently and cost-effectively. We launched in 2011 as a small startup, about 5 people. We're in a small space, and we were very happy if we had 100 rides a week. Nowadays, we operate in 4 countries. That's Chile, Colombia, Peru, and of course, Greece. And we're opening new countries. The next is Mexico. We have gone to almost 350 employees, almost half of them engineers. And on July, we hit a milestone of 1 million rides a week in only a city. That's Lima in Peru. So we're doing good as a company. We obviously are going great. And I want to argue here today that a large part of our success is the Agile mindset that is kind of embedded in TheBeat's DNA. So, what is Agile? I've been involved with Agile matters for about 6-7 years now, and over the years I've heard and read different definitions. I'm going to give you mine here. So let's say we have a vision. In our case, it's to shape the future of urban mobility. The Agile way of thinking and working is the realization and then the acceptance that we don't know the heck how to execute on that vision. We're not sure. We don't know the exact features we need, the processes, the products. We operate in an environment of extreme uncertainty, so we better find out soon. And how do we do that? It comes down to being able to set a series of experiments and roll them out very fast and very often. And these experiments may be features, products, processes, whatever. Set feedback loops to validate these experiments and gather data, and then set corrective actions, small corrective actions, to help us on the right direction. So how does one foster an Agile culture in one's company? To me, again, it comes down to 2 things. Having a culture of constant experimentation where people aren't afraid to experiment all the time, and having a culture of continuous learning and growing. I always ask my engineers, what do you need from me to learn and grow all the time? And part of my job is to create an environment where people can do that effectively. So, Agile is not only in engineering at TheBeat, it's everywhere in the company, and I'm going to take the next few minutes to give a few examples of how we roll. And the first example is of the business itself. So when we first launched our first country, our CEO went there to see what the market needs. And then on the next country, imagine that each country is an experiment, our CEO and an operations teams went there because we started finding out that it's very important to go there on the market and see the market's needs. And then on the next experiment, a whole launch team went there. Many people. So this actually became a part of our business strategy. Our main competitor is Uber, and it's very difficult to compare with a company like that, but one way to do it, we found out, is to localize. So TheBeat offers a very unique experience. If you are in Peru, if you are in Greece or in Chile, it's different. The features are different, the product is different. And we do that by localization. Now, we didn't know that. We learned it out in the way while experimenting with the new countries. We did big retrospectives after each country, and we say, okay, what did we learn and what was the failures? Now, on the next experiment, we may send a whole product in there from the beginning to gather features. Another example is our internal structure. When we first started scaling and growing very rapidly, there was a question, how do we scale while remaining agile? Because many of you know that when a company starts scaling, certain hierarchical patterns start creeping, and you lose your speed and your mobility. So we started with what is called the Spotify model. Maybe some of you know it. Squads, tribes, chapters. It worked quite well. I'd say 50% of the model was plug and play, but some things did not work. So we had to find out alternative ways. We looked at other scaling frameworks, and there were some interesting things in large-scale Scrum, less. So we incorporated some of these things, we combined them with the Spotify model, and now we're running an experiment where we have, I don't know, a hybrid model. We started this Monday, it looks promising, and we'll see how this goes. This is our new building. It's being built right now. We have bought this on Panormo Street. We are going to occupy the top 3 floors, around 500 people. So we were having discussions with the architects on how to build this building, and we were not sure about some stuff. Do we need more big meeting rooms? Do we need more small rooms for one-on-ones? So we said to the architects, you know, guys, can you not build this at once? Can you build this in increments? And the architects went crazy. They said, you can't do that. But we said, why? I mean, we're not sure about what we want. Can you build like the foundation and then leave some open space? We get there, we start working, and then we tell you what our exact needs. So they said, okay. So now there's an open space, a big open space, and we're not sure about that. Maybe we will use some kind of glass, and maybe it becomes big meeting rooms for the teams, or maybe small rooms. We don't know. Hopefully, we'll find out in January when we enter the building. Last but not least, I want to set an example of people. This is Phoebe. She's here somewhere, I think. Right there, okay. There are many examples like Phoebe, but I just want to like randomly point this one. So Phoebe was working in a non-profit organization where BEAT had a small interaction with. She liked the work we did, and we liked her attitude. She had no previous experience with the IT industry. So she jumped in. She started as a junior HR person. She was trained extensively. She spent almost 2 years in Peru and all the Latin America there to help with the people operations, to set up various things on people ops. And now she is the head of culture. She is kind of baptized in Agile, sorry. We work a lot together, and we try to establish this Agile culture I was talking to you about. There are many examples like this. I am such an example. I was the iOS developer of the company for many years. Then I fell in love with Scrum and Agile. I became a Scrum Master, then Agile Coach, Enterprise Agile Coach, and now the head of Agile Delivery. So this is an example. These are all examples of the learning and growing part, which for me is very important in Agile. So that was for me. Again, thank you very much for coming this morning.
Thank you, Thanasis.
One moment.
Thank you.
One moment. I told you my Agile kind of thinking. I would very much like to hear yours. So we have a booth. You can come here. There's also an Agile game you can play to test your Agile knowledge. And thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much.